Salutations, my Fallout lovers. It is Matty here, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to become wealthy in Fallout 4 without any exploits or glitches. A lot of you guys have been asking recently in some of my videos how I have so much money, and 20k is quite a lot in the Commonwealth because you can acquire a lot of the unique weapons that vendors sell with this kind of money. So I'm going to be teaching you guys my ways, and it's a lot of different things, but it all combines into one thing that would give you a lot of money. So without further ado, let's dive into this and start off with the settlement mode. In settlements, you can create all these stores, and I like to invest in these. Although you have to spend money to make them, once you spend that money, you start earning it back over time because these stores generate income based off your population, and if you establish a lot of them, especially once you upgrade your cap collector perk where you can establish emporiums, then you'll start making a lot more money. And this shows when you're just out exploring in the open world or doing whatever. You could even be in the settlement mode building things and you'll still be making money there. Now, you don't really cash in big time. I usually see around 200 or 300 when I make my runs, where I'll go out, do some quests, and then when I come back to store my junk, I'll have about a couple hundred caps sitting in my workshop, which you can go ahead and just acquire whenever you'd like. But as long as you're active within your own settlement where you keep returning to store things and build things, then you should be okay and getting a steady income from that. So that's one way I start making some money. The other way I learned how to make a lot of money is by not spending that money. And the reason I'd say that is because there are sometimes I had to barter with these people in the wasteland, and I thought to myself that, well, what does my character not need? And since I don't take chems, even though there are perks that prevent the chem addiction, and so you can just reap all the benefits from them, I just rely on the standard gun skill and stim packs. So I use the alternate currencies of my junk, such as pre-war money, my chems, and even food sometimes, and it makes it so that I can make a lot of money. As you can see here, I'm making over 1,000 caps, and combined with the two vendors in my own settlement, because I'm just selling them my chems, and I just make a ton of money that way. It's also, like I said, helpful when you're just bartering with them and you're trying to buy something that you're not spending your money, but just giving them stuff in exchange. It's the beauty of Fallout. But that's one way I do manage to keep a lot of money in my pocket, is by not spending it and using the, pre-war money, essentially. And so that's one way I really help myself out. It's also worth mentioning that you don't have to hold on to all those legendary items that you acquire throughout the wasteland, that you can go ahead and sell those. They do earn you quite a lot of money. But I did mention chems, and I do build quite a lot of chems throughout my adventures, because that's one way, once again, you can make a lot of money, is because I'm just building them. I'm not even looking for them. I'm just making them in my own camp and then just flipping them to all these vendors. The Fortune Finder perk also helps quite a lot in Fallout 4, and you can get that very early on. You don't need to hide luck at all to get it. And as you rank it up, you find more caps in containers. And when I'm finding between 4 and 20 caps, and yes, I know 420, when I'm finding in between that range of caps in every single container, as you can see here, it just adds up, where like every building I enter, I find 100 caps. And when I go through like these full expansive areas in Fallout 4, I can leave with almost an extra 1,000 caps in my pocket, if not more. And this even accounts for the bodies you find on the ground, where everyone has a ton of bottle caps, and you start to make more money. And even in the final rank of this perk, you'll find it that enemies explode and drop about 20 caps each time, and it happens quite frequently. And although it does kind of drop the game a little bit in this performance sense, it does help a lot in the sense of making money. The final way I like to make a lot of money in Fallout 4, and the reason I saved this for last is because it's kind of optional, is through the Brotherhood of Steel, because they have two people who will allow you to make a lot of money through just open world things. The first one is the guy who takes your technical documents. Now, you find technical documents a lot in the Wasteland if you know where to look, because they're in desks, filing cabinets, etc. And they're usually almost always there. Probably like 70% of the time you'll find a technical document. And he doesn't buy them for cheap. Every time I bring about like 50 or so to him, I make over 1,000 caps. And there's also the woman scribe Naraya, who takes blood samples. And you'll find blood samples on your normal mutant animals. Like you'll find them on mole rats. You'll find them even on ghouls. And they're the more infrequent ones, because you also get the X11 compound, which I'll be making a video on soon. But regardless, you find yourself making making a lot of money when you combine all these things together. And this has been over time. I've accumulated this money by just not spending it and by creating chems and using that as a currency and selling some food here and there, and just overall using my settlement and just combining all of these along with the Brotherhood of Steel. I've made a lot of money over time and really haven't been pushed to spend any of it, even if I wanted to, where I can afford ammo and whatnot in the wasteland now, and it's not really a pressure anymore. Like I said, these are my ways on how I've become wealthy in the wasteland, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. You guys have any other tactics that you'd like to share in the comments down below that don't break the game? Let us know. Other than that, be sure to follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.